అందరిలో నువ్వుంది something అర్థం కాని ఏదో feeling low దాగున్నా no nothing until now.
What up, buttercups? It's a.k.a. Stillafetus here. I know, y'all were expecting a rant. I'm sorry, but if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I did a poll on Instagram and rant won. If you guys don't know, I have an Instagram. Please feel free to follow my social media and the links will be down in the description below. So, something came up in my mail recently and it was about Uplift Community Summer Program and how we needed to spread it on social media like Instagram and Facebook. But I honestly thought that wasn't enough, so I wanted to make a video on how truly spectacular this program is. It doesn't really matter if you're Indian, Caucasian, African, Norwegian, like anything. This is intended for y'all to know what Uplift is. So I want to tell you what went down, how I met these people who changed my life, and I'm really being serious. I wasn't really expecting a whole entire perception of life to change, you know? But before I get started, I should know that even though India is a developing country, this program usually goes to cities which, just so you know, has Wi-Fi, so all y'all first world problems, like. But anyways, moving on. Before I get into what went down, you know, how Uplift goes, I need to tell you guys what Uplift Humanity is. The mission at Uplift Humanity is to decrease juvenile and orphan recidivism and empower those individuals to assimilate back into society through education. If y'all don't know what recidivism is, the dictionary definition is a tendency to relapse into previous condition or mode of behavior. But Uplift Humanity's definition is a cynical rate at which juveniles are released from an institution, commits another crime, and is served for another sentence. So that's what Uplift is. So during 2017 summer, me and a bunch of other people from the United States went to India to teach these kids. There are now 4 places that y'all can apply to. Since, you know, since I'm Telugu and my mom and dad are from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, I just had to go to Hyderabad. And honestly, most of my family's there, so I'm like, why not? So this is what happened during my experience. So the first 2 days are intense training and getting to know your peers. And by intense training, I do not mean, you know, like cardio, weightlifting, etc. I mean exercising your mind. So this really just depends on where you are. Because I was in Hyderabad, I did intense training on the language of Telugu, how to speak Telugu, and things like that. I already knew how to speak Telugu, as I said before. It's just wasn't really fluent. I understood it, but didn't really know how to speak it that well. So this intense training really helped me to be more fluent, and I can actually say I can have a full conversation in Telugu now, you know? So after the 2 days, we went to the boys' home. So the boys' home, I want to say, was different than the girls just because, you know, they had this program for a while there and they knew all of the lessons that they were going to be taught and they knew what to do. You know, it's just a reinforcing thing that they know about. So it was more of like happiness, you know, bubbly, that we came there to teach them. And I think, you know, the first day the first and last day was kind of one of the hardest days because it was really eye-opening. So I sat down and this guy asked me to write for him, and I told him that he could write in any language he wanted to. and he said that he didn't know how to write it all. It's one thing to see a statistic on a piece of paper and another thing to see, I think I broke down on the first day because, you know, I wasn't gonna see these beautiful people anymore, and also the fact that that happened, you know, just the first day. When we come back, we have lunch, and then after 2 hours of downtime, we go into a room and we go over the next day's plan. So the next day, the first day meeting the girls was kind of different just because it wasn't like the boys, because this was the first time that we were going to be teaching them anything. You know, Uplift never taught this facility before, so it was the first time that we would be able to do that. And I think, you know, the minute I got into the room, it was really dark and gray. I wasn't really expecting anything like that. Right after everyone introduced themselves, we got into our groups, and you know, everyone did that what we were told. And this girl who's sitting right next to me, I'm gonna call her Kay, she was with me throughout the whole entire 2 weeks, and she was this really rowdy and rambunctious girl. I'm just saying. And she was attached to me like the minute, like the first day, like after the first day, she was like, that's it, this is my favorite girl over here, like she's my favorite teacher, she's my favorite everything. But yeah, she loved me that much. She loved me so much that she even put my name on her hand in henna, which is really crazy because I honestly did not know that, you know, you could like someone so much to put temporary ink on your hand. So after our first lesson, the girls were, you know, going up to us, introducing themselves to us, you know, and they were also telling us to wear churidars, kurtis, and we eventually did do that, as I remember. And you know, as the days went by, these girls started becoming more and more attached to us, and they started opening up. And most of these girls, they told me they were here because they had boyfriends, which is really crazy to think in an American society, but when you're in Indian society, those norms aren't there. You know, people don't usually date until after their studies are done. Some other girls were there because of court cases, from family issues to even rape. One of the stories that I remember is this girl, and I'm gonna call her R. I was, you know, looking through my phone, put a song on, and it was called Ek Niranjan. The song is basically about, you know, a guy who has no family, no friends, etc. And she sprinted to me and she was just like, hey, turn the volume up. I'm like, yeah, sure. So a minute later, I asked her how she got here, and she told me that her mom and dad weren't in the picture, I believe, and she told me that her aunt was getting tired of her and told her that they were going to meet a celebrity. And you know, an hour later, she dropped her off at the home and never came back. You know, that was just crazy enough for me to hear, and she still had this smile on her face. And it was, and then I told her that, you know what, no matter what, you still have people here, people who care about you. And then she said that. And then what was more heartbreaking for me to hear was that she had no friends here. And then I told her that I will do whatever I can and I'll be your sister, you know? It's just crazy to learn all about, like, all of these things about them, and know that even though that these things are going on in their life, they had smiles on their faces anytime they looked at us, you know? I guess it was because of us being there, having more of a positive influence on them and everything. The last day came and it was really sad for me to say goodbye to them. Everyone started coming up to us saying goodbyes, you know, crying and giving us letters. You know, most of the letters were hoping us the best, hoping that we could settle down, hoping that they can meet us again one day, you know. And leaving altogether, just leaving India altogether, I think the saddest part was leaving them. You know, I also miss my grandparents and all that, but so, you know, I came back, and now, there is this other girl who gave me a paper, and it's a teeny piece of paper, and it says I love you on it, and I always keep it in the back of my phone. You wanna know why? Because there's always those days where I feel horrible, you know. I just don't have many good days, and the way that I see it, I always look at this paper and tell myself that I have to get through it. There's always going to be better days, and I just hope that I can meet these people again, you know, these wonderful, wonderful people. And this is the piece of paper that I always look at. So this is what the paper said, and I love that little smiley face. So in all, it was a really great experience for me. It was an A+, better than A+. I really miss those girls. I really miss the volunteers. I really do hope that one day I meet one of the girls and see that they are doing better. Yeah, I think the best part of the program is knowing that just for a couple weeks, that these two groups of people that are totally different, live in opposite ends of society, come together and be friends. And the best part was the fact that we all acted like sisters, you know. So if you guys really loved this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to do this summer program, I highly recommend. My referral code is 201845. Again, 201845. I'll put the referral code up here if y'all don't see it. But please use this for referral code if you're doing an application. Please use that for referral code, and DM me your name so I can write you down. And that's pretty much it. If you guys like that video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, follow me in the social media descriptions down below, and please hit that bell if you want to see anytime I make a new video. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, peace out.